Hi guys, so here is my very first twin flame video. I thought I'd try it for fun to see what comes out in these stories. And if you don't know what a twin flame is, don't look it up. Don't ever think about it ever again. Don't try. Just delete this video. Don't run as far away as you can. But if you do, yeah, I figured I'd pull up a story about what's going on right now and the mirroring and the lessons, and let's see what happens. So the masculine energy is the God archetype. Light attributes: benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Shadow attributes: despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. All right, so the masculine this is big. I mean, the God archetype is, the shadow aspect really is the devil. The shadow aspect of God would be, complete control over people and cruelty and just, and because it's the God card, the shadow, to me, like, because controlling people, there's so many different ways to do it, and in the deck there's a lot of different ways specifically of controlling people. So the God, it literally is anything, any way of controlling, manipulating people. But the thing about this shadow, more than any other one, is that you are convinced you're good, you're the right person, that you're doing it for the highest good because you're a good person. But the light attribute is benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So obviously it would be, we are working on the ability to accept everything as is, love everything as is, and be able to really just focus on and only see the good and the positive in everything and everyone and absolutely any situation. The yin energy, the feminine. So this is the masculine. I call it sacred masculine, and then the divine feminine is the companion. So light attributes: loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Shadow attributes: betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. So if these twin flames are in union right now, and they're in their shadow, the masculine could only be seeing the female's, negative traits or shadows aspects, and really be very judgmental and critical and controlling, of wanting to control every situation. But if and you don't have to be in union. You could, this could still be going. This is still going on quantumly if you're in separation. But if they're both in their light attributes, then we're sharing this loyalty to each other and this openness. And the masculine is, oh, I forgot to turn it off. And the masculine is able to see everything that's positive and benevolent and beautiful about the feminine. So this is a really powerful combination. The feminine is basically learning to be, and I'm going to say her, but it doesn't have to be female. This is just the energy, the divine feminine energy. A friend to herself, choosing herself first for the right reasons, spending time and enjoying her own company, and no matter what's going on in this connection, have that loyal heart about whatever there's going on between the dynamic, or between herself. Learning to be loyal to herself and mirroring that on the outside. It's funny, I'm the divine feminine of my connection. And the masculine could very much be working on the need to control, or just being cruel or being judgmental or blaming for what he thinks. Again, female, male, it's just an energy. What he thinks is the right reason, what is justified, is validated, but really is coming from a shadow aspect, and learning to only see positive and only see love, and turn any situation into an opportunity for growth and expansion. So this is what they're going through. How is this manifesting on the outside? So we have the animal here came out first. So both of them are getting triggered on a very primal level, on a really raw instinctual level, which means it could just be the smallest thing is noticeable. The smallest little trigger is noticeable on a physical impulse kind of manner. Then we have the mystic here. Oh, this is great. So the mystic is this transformational energy. Is, again, I mean, it's beautiful because obviously any healing starts from the feminine to the masculine. So this transformational energy, obviously it's from the shadow to the light aspects. So as this feminine becomes her own best friend, her own best companion, her own loyal companion to herself to the end, she's alchemizing whatever need for validation, whatever need for understanding or being heard or being listened to, alchemizing all of that to just being okay with her, believing in herself and being in her own energy. And meanwhile, the sacred masculine is alchemizing this need to blame or point fingers or control others and thinking they're right about doing it. Alchemizing that into learning to see more positives, learning to remember more of the positives, learning to switch any situation or event or energy into how can I see this in a positive way? How is this helping me expand? And then the last card here, the last card here is Althea. This is the card. This is a card of there it is. Yeah, there it is. Here we go. This really is a card of what's the word I want to use? The truth. It's like when your truth comes out from the inside out. It's like you don't. It's like it's already stored in you. This truth, this really soft and peaceful knowing of what the highest truth is. So really, what imagine this masculine achieving the highest truth. This is like knowing that you're connected to everything and everything is good. Everything has a reason, and there's no blaming. There's no judging. There's no bad feelings, holding on to anything. Imagine that like energy coming out from inside of you, and this masculine could be purging a lot of things as it's coming up, to be seen in a godlike light. And this companion could really be working on memories and things coming back up, the truth of every time she might have lost herself and her identity in some event, someone else, or some other energies. Instead of choosing herself, she always gave up, sacrificed herself and her well-being and her identity to please or be validated in however that came out. Now, in their outside world, what's going on in their outside world as they're alchemizing, as they're going through this? A lot of abundance. Either one of them is losing abundance in sneaky way, not in sneaky ways, in lighter ways, so it's not as painful of a loss, but slowly but surely it's going out. And the other could very much now be in a cycle of becoming more and more abundant. But either way, this is reflecting on the outside world as one of them is a seer, one of them is a witness. And now the crazy thing about it is they mirror each other because of the abundance card here. They're both learning to see abundance differently. So we have here for the masculine is more like of a clairvoyance, energy he sees. Therefore, this abundance should be in their physical space. So the masculine is focused on materialism, materialistic abundance, and seeing it on the outside, while the feminine is actually learning to seeing abundance energetically, whether it be inside or outside. She's learning to feel abundant within herself, and then see abundance everywhere outside of herself, whether it be material, whether it be beauty, whether it be compliments, fun, whatever it is. Just an abundance of learning the everything is abundant. Even her own energy is beautifully abundant, while the masculine is focusing more on the outside, on seeing it on the outside of the world. She's focusing more on the inside. But the crazy thing about it is so he's seeing it on the outside, but he's not seeing it in her. Meanwhile, she's seeing it on the outside, and she sees the abundance within him, but not outside of him. She probably sees the lack of abundance outside of him, a true abundance, not material abundance. She's seeing the mirror of, the more she looks inside and sees abundance, the more she looks on the outside and she finds less importance on the material world and more coming from the inside. God, I hope this helped, or that made sense, or just means anything to anybody. I thought it was super interesting what these two characters are learning within and without, and what they're alchemizing for each other. It's like the masculine is finding companionship with his connection to the divine, to God, and the feminine energy is learning how to find the God within as a friend, as a companion. So it's very much of a mirror inside and outside. So I don't know why I did this reading. I thought it'd be fun to try it. If it helps, it helps. If not, it was story time. So thank you, and I'll see you to the next Twin Flame reading.